Are you okay with pencil?
Yep. All right. You do it now. Wow.
Yeah. I know. What a rush.
That was just funny. Oh, man, that's great.
You guys, I know there's no like special music, but we're going to start in just a couple minutes. Mostly for sound check purposes. Can we hear us? I know. What a rush.
Oh, man, that's great.
You can totally hear us. Yeah, that's fine. All right, share.
$30 seconds.
You ready?
I am.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Welcome to Under Further Review. I'm Kata.
I'm Andrew. This is the show where two lushes talk about sports and we drink while we do it.
Yep, obviously.
Yeah.
Because we're just pathetic like that.
It's been a super busy but very exciting day here on Under Further Review.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Well, we've been preparing for the dog show all day. And also, we had equipment malfunctions until about 2 seconds ago.
Because what kind of show would this be if we didn't have
Like-
technical difficulties until right before we started?
Exactly,
But
right?
we're here. It's 5:30.
Yep, we're up here on 39th Street.
Yeah.
Let's drink.
Thanks to Proper West for giving us a temporary home today.
Yep. Cheers, guys.
Cheers. Green tea shots, man. The
Woo.
lifeblood of the gods. Have? Oh, you're gonna kill me again with this.
Yep.
Oh no, it's the Palomas. They're back.
Oh no, this is not a Paloma.
Oh.
This is actually what we call a West Side Mule.
Does it have the mezcal in it?
Pear vodka,
Okay.
lemon juice,
Excellent.
ginger beer, a little simple,
Sweet.
all that noise. Chris downstairs hooked us up.
Where's Chris? Cool.
Chris is right down there.
Sweet.
We're
We're
gonna
in the
get,
mezzanine of the bar. This is lit.
yeah, this is like a cool private event space. We're getting fancy today. Shall we jump right in?
Let's do it up.
All right. So official show business, our first segment, as always, for the past several weeks. We're going to the dog show after this. So stay tuned for that. There's going to be a lot of extra content from that. I won't be next week because I'm going to Mexico. I should be back the week after, provided our commander-in-chief allows me re-entry.
As of right now, Paul will be here with me next week.
Woo! I know
Because-
you guys missed him.
Because as we spoke, I literally just got a text from Paul saying that he's in
Woo!
for next week. So it'll probably be me and Paul next week. It's always fun when Paul and I get together. There's a lot of Giants Patriots bashing, so we'll catch up. It'll be a lot of fun, I think.
Yeah, we'll get to hear what he's been up to.
Have fun in Mexico, though. That'll be so fun. I'm jealous of you.
Y'all, I am so excited. This all-inclusive shit. Mama needs a vacation.
Yeah,
So
Mama does need a vacation for sure. You work too hard, my friend. Way too hard.
who would have thought?
Yeah.
How have I become this person? One more thing.
Ooh, this is very good.
On Monday, the 25th, I will be fulfilling the dare from the bet I lost last week. I will be doing stand-up at Lennox Coffee.
It's basically the coffee place underneath.
Yeah.
It's on 129th.
Oh, now you just told everyone where you live.
It's on 129th Street. It'll be fun. My roommate's there throwing open mic night every Monday night. So she's going to go and do some stand-up comedy. I think it's going to be a good time. I've got a lot of stories to tell. So.
I do. We don't know when I'm going on, but you should show up at 6:30 to support all of the performers.
I've been. It's a really great time, seriously.
And it's not just comedy either. There's music. It'll be really, really fun.
Mostly music, so she's going to stick out even more than she normally would if she were doing stand-up comedy. So it's going to be fun.
I'm gonna die. I went to a stand-up show this weekend. I saw Aziz Ansari at Foxwoods, and it was really good, and I got a lot of inspiration. But I'm really scared now. I'm terrified.
Oh, you're going to be fine. It's going to be great. You're funny.
Thank you.
Let's talk about the polls from this week, yeah?
Yeah. All right. I did 2 polls this week.
Yeah, you did. I don't know what you were thinking with these.
All right. So obviously, I'm really excited for my trip to Mexico. So the first poll is, when is it socially acceptable to start packing for a trip that's 10 days away? The options were now and soon.
I think I voted for soon on this one, just because I'm the same way. Like, I think I packed for my trip home and to Arizona the night before, probably the night before.
See, I've been ready to pack for like 2 weeks.
Well, I mean, you're just anxious to go, and you're a normal person who can pack normally. I just like throw all my shit in a bag, and I'm like, let's go.
See, I plan all my outfits. It's this whole big thing. But 19% of you said now, and the rest of you guys said soon.
That was the correct answer, I think.
The next poll I did yesterday.
Why don't you go ahead and explain this one, because I have no idea what you're talking
about. I was drunk on Taco Bell. I spent $50 at Taco Bell yesterday.
This is like a theme also. There's like the regular polls, and then there's like one Kata drunk poll.
But I was drunk on Taco Bell. I didn't even drink anything. I was just excited about my fucking Taco Bell.
I was so proud of you for getting Taco Bell.
I love Taco Bell.
Where did you get it? Which Taco Bell did you go to?
The one on 8th Avenue. It's the new cantina on 8th Avenue.
The one on 35th Street?
No, 50th.
Oh, the newer one is down
Avenue.
by Pearl Studios on 34th Street.
Yup. Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah, it was really good. I wanted to know why dollar signs are placed before the numbers when you actually say the word dollars after the number has been announced.
Your options were yes or no. That is not a yes or no question.
But no one sees the question if I don't make it a poll.
True.
I was hoping someone would actually give me some logic on this. None of you motherfuckers helped me out.
Actually, there were a lot of comments on this one saying, I don't know what you're talking about.
That's true, but nobody helped me.
Yeah, but you could have come up with your own answers. What is it like? The question should be, is it weird that we say the word dollars even though the dollar sign is at the beginning of the number?
I was drunk. I had like a million nacho fries.
I get that. That's understandable.
All right. Well, regardless, 62% of you said yes and 38% of you said no.
Because who knows? Who cares?
Whatever. Topic point 5.
Oh yeah. We have a lot to get to today before we get into our dog show stuff. So it's like going to be rapid fire. There was a lot of news that came out in the sports world today. 2 big pieces of news. Kyler Murray announced that he will be he's committed to playing football.
Thoughts on that?
I think it's good for his career at this point. I know we talked earlier, and you argued that it was better for him to go ahead and play baseball, but he could be hung up in the minors for like 6 years, and then finally be on a major league team. He's going to start in the NFL if he gets drafted.
But his career will be so much longer in the major leagues. Like
I think his career will be so much more lucrative in the NFL, though, which I think for long-term safety is what we're looking for here.
I just don't know about that. I think. Thank you, Chelsea. Chelsea says she lives for me. For the podcast people who can't see comments.
Chelsea's coming down in April, and we're so excited to see her.
We can't wait to have her on the show.
So yes, sorry. You think his career would be longer in baseball?
I really think I'm happy for the NFL that they're going to have him. I really don't think this was a good move for Kyler Murray, this mobile quarterback who is probably going to get hurt 5,000 times and end up having a shorter career than.
All depends on where he goes, I think. If he's with an organization that doesn't know how to use its quarterbacks correctly, then yeah, maybe his career will be shorter. And I don't disagree with you in that his career will probably be longer in baseball, but I don't think it's what he wants to do.
He said from the beginning that he intended to be a baseball player.
Well, now he's committed to being in the NFL.
Someone has talked him into it, and I would like to know who it is.
Well, I mean, overall, it's not our decision; it's his decision, and I think his decision is a good one. Honestly, I think the Dolphins will cut Ryan Tannehill and start Kyler Murray.
Interesting.
Next week, if they draft him.
Kyler, as your mother, I'm worried about you.
As your father, I say, go get him, son.
Oh God! All right.
The thing that happened was Kareem Hunt was signed by the Browns today after being cut from the Kansas City Chiefs
and placed on the commissioner's exempt list.
Well, yes, that's right.
So he also, as of right now, can't play.
Right. We all know the reason he can't play. There was a video of him that went out of him shoving and kicking a woman in a hotel.
Do you? What do you think about this?
I'm troubled. I'm troubled because of just the signing. I would have thought that teams would want to stay away from him. If you're I'm not condoning anything that he did. I don't want to validate that. It's a terrible, awful thing for any person to do. I don't not understand the move for the Browns. If you're a football team who's won 8 games in 3 years, and you're basically a football team on the rise, you need pretty much any spark you can get. I don't even think he's going to play. I don't even think he's going to play. I think the league will find that he's guilty of his actions and suspend him. And they've got Nick Chubb anyway, so I don't know what the Browns really have to lose by signing him. I guess it's worth the shot. If he's available and you're looking for a spark in your team, I say why not?
I don't like it at all. I think, first of all, it's a terrible publicity move for the Browns, particularly considering they've already made some very questionable choices in life in signing the Bounty Gate guy.
He's not the coach anymore, isn't he?
No. But they picked up this random guy who has a history of actively trying to hurt players. I think even if why are you using this roster space on this player who A, won't play, and B, should never play again?
Well, if they find that his actions are not conclusive to suspension,
but why wouldn't they be?
Because it's the NFL.
I don't think Kareem Hunt should ever play again.
They gave Ray Rice 4 games for domestic abuse,
and I have issues with that as well.
I do too,
obviously,
absolutely. But I'm saying that the NFL has a history of not doing the right thing. Maybe it'll work out in the Browns' favor. Again, I don't disagree with you. I think it's a terrible PR move for the Browns, but I don't think that this can hurt you beyond that. It's not going to hurt you as a football. It's going to hurt you only.
How is it going to help you?
If he's
not going to play.
Would the Chiefs have beaten the Patriots if Kareem Hunt was playing?
Yes.
Then I think you have your answer, that he's a good enough player and a difference maker to be a good player for the Browns. Again, I'm strongly reiterating that I'm not condoning any of his actions. But if you're the Browns, I get it. I understand. I don't necessarily like it, but I understand.
I think it's a terrible idea on just about every front. I think it's a stupid move. I think this player should never hold a football on a professional scale ever again.
We will certainly find out in the coming weeks.
I suppose we will. There's already talk about trading him for capital.
Which, if they do, and somebody is stupid enough to accept the trade, that's smart on the Browns' part. We'll see what happens. Now that he's finally on a team, maybe they'll buckle down with this investigation.
I have nothing else to say on this topic. All right.
Football's over. I'm sad.
Well, no, that's not true. The NFL football is over.
True.
This weekend, we saw the inaugural week of the Alliance
of American Football. Say it with me.
Alliance of American Football.
The AAF kicked off its first week this weekend.
AAF. So here's the deal. We want to hook you guys up here. We want to give you all the information that you need to know, because I did not watch this weekend. I took this weekend off and went away and did my comedy show, whatever.
I watched bits and pieces. I saw that one guy.
Fern.
I saw that one guy the quarterback get absolutely demolished on the hit from the defensive lineman.
Sure.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Crazy. No thanks.
There were a few highlights that we caught. But we want to just fill you guys in on what essentially the difference between the AAF and the NFL are. So basically what they've done is they've given essentially the same rules to the NFL. A few differences. I think the idea behind the whole thing is to make football more entertaining by making it more about the game and less interrupted by commercials and sponsorships and whatever.
That's my biggest problem with the NFL is the pace of play.
Exactly.
And I think if the AAF can
They're trying to really minimize that.
Sure.
Make it more about the game of football.
Product placement would be wonderful for the NFL, seriously.
Well, here's what they're doing. So there are no commercial timeouts.
Incredible.
Commercials are going to be more expensive, and there will be more product placement opportunities within the game so that it won't be as interrupted as it is in the NFL.
There's logos already on the jerseys of the teams.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they've agreed to do 60% fewer full screen commercials, which means that if there's a timeout or whatever, they'll put the screen down here,
like they do in the NFL right now.
Exactly.
Which I don't hate, by the way.
I don't either, but they don't want to do these full screen commercials where you have to do essentially delaying the game
Sure.
just for the fact
Right.
that you've sold commercials. So that's interesting. We're going to see how that plays out. The rule differentials. No extra point kicks after touchdowns.
Okay.
Teams are forced to go for 2.
Which is fun.
Definitely.
You're going to see some score skews in there, which is good.
Yeah, we're definitely going to see a far different scoring. Territorial drafts is what they're calling it for certain players that include at least 5 colleges per territory, an NFL team, and a CFL team. And only 1 quarterback may be selected per territory. This was a little confusing to me. I know that I need to do a little bit more research on this whole territorial.
Well, I know that they had a draft just for quarterbacks.
Exactly.
And a lot of the allocation of the players came from where they are regionally.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the teams are based in the South.
Right.
A lot of them are based in the South.
There's
I think
nothing
the only
actually in the Northeast.
No.
When LWAS, by the way, thank you LWAS for sponsoring us as always. They came to me to ask if I wanted to work with a CFL team, but there's nothing up here. I would have to travel and
Yeah.
But yes, sorry. But also defenses. They're not allowed to rush more than 5 players on or across the line of scrimmage, or cross the line of scrimmage more than 2 yards outside the OTs.
Yep. It's some tackles.
Interesting.
Yep. It's interesting because I saw bits and pieces of the 26-0 game between Birmingham and Memphis,
Mm-hmm.
and it seemed like because you're only rushing 5 people, your defensive linemen have to be very, very, very good in order to stop the run.
Right.
Unless you want to only play 3 defensive linemen and then rush 2 linebackers.
Right.
I've also been told that the defensive back, you can't blitz the defensive backs, so it's just the people in the box, which is very interesting. So I think there's a possibility that there's going to be a lot of offense in this league.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see if defenses are going to adapt to this. You can only rush 5 people rule.
I feel like, and that said, another thing that I feel like the AAF is doing is trying to force play of the game in a different way than the NFL is, which is just very interesting to me.
At the same time, to that effect, there's more pass coverage if you're only rushing 5 people.
Exactly. Yes. 100%. No kickoffs. Possessions begin each half, and after a score, the teams will just begin on the 25-yard line.
Kickoffs are bad.
Okay.
Kickoffs are not exciting in that.
Sure.
They are bad.
No onside kicks. A team can keep possession of the ball by attempting a scrimmage play from their own 28-yard line. Interesting, kind of sounding arbitrary number.
Right.
And gaining at least 12 yards. Again, another interesting.
28 plus 12, you get to the 40-yard line.
I understand, but why? Kind of.
That's really interesting because it puts it in the hands of the offense.
Right.
Instead of your pretty much random special teams.
Right.
I read these rules and I really thought they were eliminating kickers entirely, but you can kick field goals if you're close on 4th down.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
A play cannot be attempted after a score unless the team is trailing by 17 or more points. Another interesting kind of arbitrary sounding number.
Yeah, they just kind of like threw a number out there.
Like, 17. Well, why not 16? Why not 18? I don't give a shit. Whatever. It's a little weird. The play clock runs for only 35 seconds, which is obviously 5 seconds less than it does in the NFL.
Yep.
Again, just expediting the speed of the play time. Coaches get 2 challenges. Each coach gets 2 challenges, and those are the only replays. So there's no replay first down or whatever unless a play has been challenged, which is kind of like high school football.
Okay.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Take that as you will. And then outside organizations will handle head safety protocols.
I think this is a very interesting thing, and I think it's a very safe thing.
A
selfless thing that they're doing.
By outside organizations, to clarify, we had to do a little bit of research on this because we were unclear about this rule. That means that they are bringing in outside professionals, potentially trauma specialists, brain specialists, professionals of that sort, to determine what a concussion or a head injury is or is not. As opposed to right now, what the NFL does is they're like, oh, that was a concussion. Oh, that wasn't, but it's a little bit more, it's less educated.
The NFL has their own independent NFL-based party
Right.
And like I said, the NFL has a history of not doing the right thing. So for example, you're going to get a doctor from Memphis coming in at the Memphis football games.
Right.
And they will be the independent person to judge whether or not a player is fit to play.
Right.
Which I think is a very selfless thing for the AAF to do.
I agree. I think that's a really good move. Playoffs will consist of 4 teams. It'll be the top 2 from each conference because there are less teams. And there will also be a 9th official. Usually there are only 8 officials. That title is called a sky judge, and they will officiate from off the field using technology a la a booth review.
What I also really like is they take you inside the microphones of the referees. Mm-hmm. You're able to hear them discussing the call itself with the sky judge in the camera there.
Which means we can yell at the referees too, not just the players.
That's right. They can see what the referees see.
Tits out for that.
Yes. And we can we can hear what they're talking about instead of just speculating why certain calls go a certain way. Yeah. I would have loved to be inside the referees' heads as there was that no call in the NFC Championship game.
Absolutely.
I would have loved to know what they were talking about.
Absolutely.
I think the AAF should be very happy with its debut this weekend.
Well,
they posted.
Wait, I'm sorry, real quick.
Yes.
Also, just real quick on that referee thing. It gives referees are now held to a certain amount of accountability.
Correct.
That's the overall. Okay, continue. I'm sorry.
I think the AAF should be really happy with their debut this weekend.
Okay.
I couldn't escape it. I felt like online on social media, they posted better numbers than a lot of NBA games this weekend. Mm-hmm. What also helps is you have former NFL players playing in games, names that people know. Mm-hmm. Trent Richardson and Matt Asiata were the other two. It took me forever to realize who Matt Asiata was. Does that name sound familiar?
It does.
All right. So when Adrian Peterson went down, Asiata was the running back who came in and replaced him.
Right. It gives these guys a little bit more time, particularly the guys who don't play in every single NFL game, a chance to continue to work, continue to practice, get paid.
It's going to be a good developmental league for the NFL. Good developmental league, I think. So I saw that Trent Richardson scored a couple of touchdowns in his game, mm-hmm. and people were going kind of nuts about that. But I still think that I still don't think he's a good running back. I really don't.
Hi, Jake. Jake's one of our fans from Boston.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, I mean, look, here's the thing. Here's what it boils down to for me. First off, I love, in conjunction with your discussion of NFL players being able to play in these games, I just love that the AAF is being run primarily by football professionals who have had careers. Like Mike Pereira is one of
involved. It's, Charlie Ebersol from NBC. It's
a lot of former players are involved.
Dick Vermeil is heavily involved.
It's not just a bunch of rich businessmen. It's people who know the game of football. It seems safer. It seems more concise. It seems more focused on the game than this general spectacle of football bullshit.
I still do not think it's going to overtake the NFL.
I agree, and that's my. I think this is my overall thing is I think this is very good for football in the short term because it shows what good football actually has the capacity to be. I don't think it will last. But I think the NFL can learn from what the AAF is doing and adopt some of these random properties that they're putting forward. I don't think we need two competing football leagues in America, and I think that is why ultimately the AAF will fail.
I don't think it will fail. I think the XFL will fail.
Oh, the XFL has been failing for years.
But because the first incarnation was just bad football. It was Vince McMahon trying to combine football and wrestling and all this stuff. I think the XFL will fail because the AAF will be successful. And I think the AAF will be a good developmental league for football players.
Right.
And if you have the XFL, which is just essentially another developmental league for football, it's gonna dilute that product. And because the AAF has a year head start on the XFL, I think this incarnation of the XFL will also fail.
I think. I mean, the
XFL, regardless of preconceived notions.
The XFL is a whole other conversation, but I think you might be giving this very new AAF a little too much credit.
I don't know. It's pretty much the same thing with a couple of rule changes.
I mean, it's also not popular. Like today, when we did do our pre-show at Manhattan Proper because I was working, we were sitting at Manhattan proper. One of our regulars, KB, came in. Hi, KB. And we asked him if he watched this weekend. He was like, nah, I'm going to focus my attention on college basketball. He's a big NFL guy. I feel like not enough people are tuned in yet. And I feel like it's this cool thing for those of us who are like sworn, like I'm sworn to football.
Yeah.
You know, I could give 2 fucks about college basketball if it wasn't a part of my job.
Sure.
But it's just so new, and I don't know if people have turned on it yet. I don't think they have. Hopefully they will, just so that they can see what this game will be and then further pressure the NFL to make certain changes. They're essentially, I'm seeing the AAF as a prototype for what the NFL could be.
Yeah, I agree. I think both the AAF, college football, and the CFL,
Yeah.
I think we're going to see some interesting things happening in the next couple of years.
Yeah.
Where these leagues, maybe not the CFL, but like college football and the AAF, we're going to see these changes happen. And the NFL is going, oh, wow, okay, so you can still do the ratings thing and be successful
Right.
with these new changes. So I think there's going to be a shift coming, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's the key to the whole equation is like, are these different rules that they're trying out working? I'm excited to see what else. Like, obviously, they've set the rules for this season, but in future seasons of the AAF, are they going to start like allowing, like weird PI calls that are happening in the last 2 minutes and things like that? Are they going to be test driving these issues that we've had?
What's this comment that you have?
Jake.
Hi.
Jake says XFL is NFL blitz, and America is overseeing guys that are brain dead. Also, the AAF had higher ratings than the number 1 NBA game.
Correct.
Yeah, we talked about that right
Correct.
before you came in, Jake.
Correct.
It is a very high rated thing so far. I don't think it's going to take off any traction until
I'm taking this
the
away.
NFL NFL fans start watching. But we're gonna see what happens.
It's good when the NFL's over.
I'm really
It's nice to
excited.
have more football.
I'm excited to watch this weekend while I'm packing for Mexico.
That's for sure. I will make it a point to watch this weekend.
Absolutely.
There's more.
NFL needs a farm team like baseball.
There's nothing wrong with with having a minor league for football. We don't have that right now.
Especially as it becomes so expensive for families.
My only thing is the difference between the AAF and the NFL, or the NFL and Major League Baseball, for example. The farm system in Major League Baseball, and again, baseball is not that much of a wear and tear sport.
Mm-hmm.
Minor League Baseball is able to hone players' skills and not take years off their lifespan, because baseball is not as physical of a game as football is.
Right.
It's going to be interesting to see what the AAF really becomes,
Mm-hmm.
if it's really like a developmental league, or if it really is just like this like lower level thing where where players can kind of like relive their glory, like Trent Richardson, for example. You know, he had more touchdowns in his game on Saturday than he had in his whole career or whatever.
I'm interested also. This would be something to look up, and I'm going to make a note of it right now. I'm interested what tickets are selling for.
Yeah, for sure. And where they're playing. Let's take a look.
It's sorry for the podcast listeners, I'm taking notes. Tickets for AAF.
It's going to be edited out anyways.
Oh yeah, because you do all of that. Thank you.
That's right.
All right. I'm over talking about the AAF. Can we keep going?
Let's just move right on to the dog show. We're almost close. This is really
Yeah,
just
you
kinda
know
like
what?
filler
You're
material.
right. Let's get
We
rid
can
of
talk about this later.
topic
Can I-
two.
Can I just have one second about Bob Costas really fast?
Yes.
Sorry. So there was an article that came out about Bob Costas, who is like my hero ever since I was little.
ESPN article.
It was on all the news sites. Outside the Lines had a report on it, but I read a big like USA.
Well, he
Today
did a lot of talking outside the
That's right.
lines. Yeah.
Yeah, Bob Costas is like my hero. Ever since I was little, I wanted to be a sports broadcaster. It was because of him. There was a report that came out of why they cut him from the Super Bowl 52 broadcast like a week before the game. And it was all about about how he was kind of unspoken, kind of outspoken about these issues regarding concussions and gun violence and racist team names and things like that. And I guess it was because NBC and the NFL were kind of like well, the NFL was kind of went to NBC and was like, hey, we're trying to not really shed any light on anything, so can you not have Bob Costas talk? And so they finally cut him from the broadcast, and obviously they didn't do the right thing by doing that. It's just like, it's kind of bullshit. It's like, sorry that Bob Costas is spilling the truth tea. That just really bothered me this week. So for me, NBC is my douchebag of the week, for sure.
Okay.
That's all I have to say.
The Browns are my douchebag of the week, but look, here's the thing. I get why it happened. He essentially.
I do too, but like, have a little bit of a spine, NBC. That's all.
Well, over a long period of time, he's essentially announced that America is supportive of toxic and dangerous exhibition. And unless we all break up with it, nothing's going to change. Blah blah blah. And but here's the thing: is that as a journalist, I know this, and journalists, our job is to report the truth and speak for people who don't have voices.
Right.
These are all very, very true things. I don't think he's wrong, and but I understand the logic behind the decision.
From a business point of view, if that's the kind of content that they want.
But nobody who cares enough gives a shit what he says.
Correct, because he's so respected.
So
he's had a career of 40
shut
years.
the fuck up and let the guy call the game, because he's the best in the business.
He is. He's the best in the business, and I'm really happy that he's still in MLB Network. I digress. That's all I got to say about Costas. We're going to the dog show in like an hour.
Oh my god, and we're gonna be so drunk.
There's gonna be so many pictures of dogs, you guys. So many pictures. Let's talk about this.
I read something in the Daily News about a whippet named Whiskey.
I'm sorry, a what now?
A whippet.
A whippet.
A whippet.
I'm gonna look up what a whippet is. Go ahead.
You don't know what a whippet is?
Go ahead.
Oh my god, they look like greyhounds. They're amazing.
Oh my god, look at these things. Wow.
A whippet named Whiskey.
Oh my god, look at these things.
I obviously have a lot of faith in him, but I have a stupid...
Oh my god, they look like zebras.
They're amazing.
Look at these. That's awesome.
But I have a really stupid fondness for Borzois. I follow Borzoi bot on Twitter, and every hour they post a new Borzoi.
I love it.
They have these really long faces and kind of look like horses, and they're really, really beautiful. I feel like Ralph Lauren has like 40 Borzois laying around because they're like very graceful and
Ralph.
like posh. But Chelsea loves Whiskey and Jake loves puppies. These are all amazing. Jake, you should post a picture of Murdoch.
Guys, post pictures of your dogs.
Yeah.
Please. Can you send us pictures of your dogs?
Jake has an Old English sheepdog named Murdoch. He said he played with Winnie this weekend. He was visiting my mom. Oh,
I love Winnie so
my
much.
sweet Winnie. By the way, this is important. Real quick on dogs. My dog Winnie is a 9-year-old golden retriever. She's the love of my life, and she had her last chemo treatment last week, and is in remission.
That's awesome.
And is going to make my mother live a lot longer than she had planned, because my mother will die when this dog dies.
Cheers to Winnie.
Cheers to Winnie. It's my sweet angel. I'll post pictures of her in her cute little remission t-shirt later. But I love Borzois.
Yeah.
I always have a fondness for the Borzoi because they are such a graceful and long dog, and they're like different looking. They have a big history of winning these major dog shows. What have you seen so far?
So I did a little bit of looking on. So Fox has the coverage for the dog show this year. I looked at like Fox Go. They were doing a lot of showing today. I'm a fan of the Beagles. I'm really interested in seeing a lot of Beagles today. I also have a list of dogs that I want to see that my friends have helped me compile. So I've been told to look for Corgis, obviously, Australian Shepherds, King Charles Cavaliers, Pit Bulls, Siberian Huskies, Golden Retrievers, and Great Danes. What I was really shocked about was that two of the most popular dogs in America, the Golden Retriever and the Labrador Retriever, they've never won Best in Show.
Yeah, that was pretty nuts.
The Labrador Retriever, which is the number one, like the most popular dog in America, hasn't even gotten out of his group stage.
Yeah.
In the history of the dog show.
Yeah.
Which is fascinating to me.
Absolutely crazy. It's interesting because I know there are a lot of factors, like it's the dogs themselves, but it really is very very breed oriented. I feel like they like particular breeds, they don't like particular breeds. I would like to know more about these judges or whatever. Maybe we'll get to talk to some of them later.
For sure.
But we'll find out.
I did see a video today of a collie named Verb, like the part of speech.
This dog
was
such a good dog.
I'm gonna post.
They're all good dogs, but this dog was such a good dog.
So they have an agility course, right? And this dog tore it up. I will post the video. It's crazy. The way that he goes through like the bob and weave type things is absurd. So we're gonna post that video. That's gonna be great.
It's gonna be awesome. We're really, really excited about this.
Do we want to go through our brackets that we made?
Oh yeah. So we made some brackets based on our here's the thing. When we talk to these dog handlers later, we're not planning to sugarcoat anything. We are going to be very upfront about the fact that we watch the dog shows on TV because we love dogs.
Yeah.
We really don't know anything whatsoever.
We're gonna have
what
the
it
ambush
is
questions
to show dogs.
like what kind of treats do your dogs like?
Yeah, exactly.
Those are like the ambush questions we're gonna ask. But
It's stuff like wait, hang on. We are also, by the way, it's going to be really funny. We're going to ask them a lot about sports. We're going to see how much these sport dogs know about sports.
And we're going to ask the dogs, too. If they're good enough to compete in dog shows, they're good enough to talk in actual human animals.
5,000 million %. Absolutely. All right, so
let's
brackets.
So there are seven groups of
and
dogs.
we had all different answers.
Almost. So there are 7 groups of dogs, and out of the 7 groups, there's a winner for each group. And out of those 7 groups, the winner of the best of those 7 is best in show.
Right.
So let's go through. So for the first group is the hound group, and you obviously picked the.
I picked the Bois.
The Bois. I went with the beagle.
Okay.
Specifically the 15-inch long beagle instead of the 13-inch long
because
beagle.
one must be specific.
Correct. There were all like long-haired,
13 and 15.
long-haired and smooth-haired Chihuahuas are in 2 different groups.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
You went with the Italian Greyhound for your toy group dog.
I did.
What'd you see in the Italian Greyhound?
They smell bad, but they're beautiful and lanky and have a beautiful run. Another question we're going to ask these dog show.
How would you describe your dog's run? I love that.
Yeah, like, oh my god, we have to write that down.
Great. With the pug for the toy group, I feel like the pug is due for no other reason that I just want a pug and I want to name it Gomez. I want a pug and I want to name it Gomez. Really
I heard you this time.
Yeah, I know, my voice cracked.
I just am dropping everything.
Non-sporting group dogs.
I picked the Dalmatian because it's the only Croatian dog.
Did you know that Dalmatians are born without spots? I did not know that until today when we were researching our dogs. I went with the Bulldog because I love me some Bulldogs. Specifically my Frenchies. Shout out to my Frenchies out there.
They're so cute. I love them.
Group number 4 is the herding group. I went with the Border Collie, specifically because they're due. They have never won a Best in Show. They've only gotten out of the group twice.
Mm-hmm.
They are described as. I have pictures of their things here. Where's my Border Collie? Where is she?
Oh my. Oh
yeah,
my.
Yeah. Where is she? Spaniel. Okay, she is affectionate, energetic, and remarkably smart. 2 group wins with 0 Best in Show wins. Did you know that the Border Collie was featured in the movie Babe? Have you ever seen the movie Babe?
Yes.
It's excellent.
I haven't seen it since I was like 2.
Babe is excellent. Babe is an excellent movie.
He's old, so.
It was 1995.
I was born in 1995.
Whatever. Who'd you pick for your herding group dog?
The Australian Shepherd.
Okay.
I have a few friends who have them. They're beautiful dogs. They're very elegant and graceful, but they also look like the everyman.
Uh-huh.
It's almost like judging. It's so stupid. It's almost like judging a beauty pageant.
Yeah.
But like
all dogs are beautiful.
they all are.
Even the ones that are like the ugly ones, they're beautiful.
But these are like the everyman dog.
How about
Do you know what I mean?
How about your sporting group dog? What'd you pick?
The Weimaraner.
I'm sorry, the what now?
The Weimaraner. So
Oh my God, look at that boy.
So
that's beautiful.
Weimaraners are, I actually used to know a Weimaraner. That dog was actually featured. Have you seen the film, the incredible feature film, Best in Show?
I have.
So Weimaraner is the dog of the girl with the bangs and the weird, who have sex issues.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's their dog. It's been a while since I've seen the movie. What are your favorite dog show movies? JK, there's only one. And it's Best in Show.
Best in Show is actually the only dog show movie that I can think of right now. So yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I went with the English Springer Spaniel.
I love Springer Spaniels.
Yeah, they've won 15 group wins and they've won Best in Show 6 times.
I used to know one named Daisy, but she died.
The true beauty of the English Springer Spaniel is found in the expression of its original purpose, a companion gun dog. So I know that you're not a fan of dogs like helping for hunting or anything like that.
I'm not, and I don't like guns.
But I don't know. It just seems like a perfect companion dog, and that's what I appreciate most about it.
I like the word companion.
Yeah.
And yeah, I used to know the Springer Spaniel named Daisy, and she one of my mom's mentors was an anchor and weatherman and everyman named Don Webster. He passed away this past year. But he and his wife Candy had a Springer Spaniel named Daisy for a very long time. And she was the perfect companion dog. One of those dogs that just kind of follows you around and then finds her own little corner and lays. And
so cute.
I can't wait to see these dogs and their like habits.
Me too. I'm so
Right.
working group dog. We actually matched on this one. We had the boxer.
We did.
For a working group dog. I just think they're so cute.
This is the only match.
They're just so cute.
They're so cute. I love their square jaws. You guys have seen our show dog, Autumn.
Our mascot.
Sorry, I just ruined everything.
Oh no.
Our show dog Bottom. Oh, that's my father.
That's the show's golden retriever.
Hi, wonderful hosts, love you. Yeah, I yelled at them because they were watching. Listen to the golden retriever. Game over. But that's Winnie.
Hi, Mr. and Mrs. Kim's mom and dad.
You know my last name. No, so boxers are really cute, but our show mascot is Bottom, who's a Boston Terrier, but he has that boxer jaw. I love that square jaw.
I'm just a fan of dogs that look like they're upset. Like dogs with like permanent frowns.
Oh my God, that's terrible.
You know how like old people have like the perma frown thing, like they're like all the time.
Not
they're like,
all old people.
They're like, I'm happy.
Hashtag not all men.
Hashtag not all old people. I'm just a fan of dogs that look like they're upset the whole time. So like pugs and bulldogs and boxers fit into that category perfectly.
Boxers are, but they're also very they have that Boston Terrier stateliness.
Yes.
But I love where they're just very handsome.
Finally, the terrier group. What'd you say?
I like bull terriers.
Why?
Because they're really cool. You know what a bull terrier is? They have those weird long faces. Wait, let me pull up Darwin for you.
I picked the Scottish Terrier because the Scottish Terrier is the most successful dog in dog show history.
Interesting. So you just went with what's popular, not
I just
with
like
what
being
you love.
correct. So that's what I did. It's won like 15 times or something like that. It's a crazy amount. They also they look so regal and they look so British, which I think is perfect. So I'm going with that one.
I can't find.
I'm trying to figure out if there's any like correlation between all of your dogs, and it just looks like a really well-rounded bunch.
I know. Well, I realized after the first few that I only picked like black and white dogs.
There's nothing wrong with that. I went with mostly like dogs that have a lot of black coloring.
Here's the most important question: who's your best in show?
I went with the Beagle. The Beagle won 2 years ago, and I think he's due for a repeat this year. I went with the Beagle, the 15-inch Beagle.
Okay, Beagles are beautiful, but
those ears.
But you have to consider the politics.
Shout out to Snoopy. Sorry.
There are so many politics in dog shows. You can tell. You can literally just tell. I went with the Borzoi.
Of course you did.
Of course I did. I don't care. I love Borzois, whatever. But there are politics involved. And the Borzoi is like a weird-looking, stately, graceful, wonderful creature. And I think I think the Bois is going to take best in show.
We're
not going to find out until
We're going to find
tomorrow.
out until tomorrow, Tuesday. So we're going tonight, and we'll be there tomorrow as well.
Yes.
There will be lots of pictures.
You'll
and
get videos from both days.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
It's going to be really awesome.
We need to start prepping for said dog show. Do we want to? Do we want to do this for next? Do we want to do this when you're back?
Well,
Because Paul and I can figure out stuff to talk about.
do it with you and Paul. Next week, Andrew and Paul are going to do a fictional football draft using fictional characters from football movies.
Yeah, I found an article. My friends and I were talking about great fictional football characters, and so I had this idea to come up with the best fictional football team I could. So next week, my guest host and I will be figuring out. We're gonna have a draft basically of the best football players that are from TVs and movies, and you guys are gonna vote on them. And the loser has to do something humiliating, and the winner wins.
Yep.
So that'll be fun.
It'll be really fun if Paul loses, because then we're going to have to make Paul do something. Like when you and I have to do stuff, we've signed up for this. But Paul's just like this innocent bystander who happens to host our show for
We should
us.
just pick like a random dare out of a hat or something like that. That'd be fun. Like every time, invite him on the show, and every time somebody says like a magic word, he has to like take a shot or yodel or something like that.
Yodel?
I don't know. That's something I just came up with.
What are you? Oh God, we're so drunk. You guys, we're so drunk. This is terrible.
It's time to go.
We
gotta be at Madison Square Garden in 15 minutes. So
all
we
right.
need to go.
Well, we gotta check these.
I'm
This has
Andrew.
been under further review.
I'm Andrew.
I'm Kata.
Thanks for sticking around, guys. See you
Cheers.
next time. That's not happening.
By the way, I look like a equestrian princess today.
And I
Have you
dressed up
seen
in a
this
suit
skirt?
having the Kentucky
It
Derby.
spins.
Look at me. Look at this fucking.
I'm attached to a cord. Oops.